Welcome to the MLTI Slam Show. I'm Jared, and today is Thursday, January 6th. In the MLTI Slam Show, we work to bring together all of our students across the district and the state, just like you from all over Maine. We'll begin by following along with Sam McGrath from Nokomis Regional High, who will teach us about Kleki Paint Tool. Then we'll learn about autodraw.com and wrap up the show with the Slam exam, a chance for you to earn prizes by answering questions about this show. Please remember to mute your mic, and if you have questions, enter them in the chat so Kyle, our moderator, can respond during the show. And remember, your account is connected, so everything you type will be recorded. So remember to be kind and have fun. To follow along today, visit http://kleki.com. And Kleki.com is an online painting tool optimized for a stylus or touchscreen that runs in the browser. So welcome, Sam. Glad you could join us. Before we get started, I want to ask you a quick question because we here at the MLTI Slam Show want to get to know our presenters. So first of all, what is your favorite subject here at Nokomis Regional High?
Favorite subject is probably history. So it would be my UMA history class.
Nice. All right. Now, what do you have to share with us today?
So we're going to be talking about Kleki today. I call it Kleki, but it's definitely Kleki. So this is your free online digital drawing or painting app that anyone with a browser can use. It's kind of really weird. So sorry. So this is a lot similar to Procreate if anyone has that, like on your iPad. Okay, so let me present my screen first of all. All right. So the first thing that you're going to do, also I'm presenting so that you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to open a new tab. So you can do this on your phone, you can do it on your tablet, you can do it in a browser. So I'm just doing it on my computer, so it's easier because most of you have computers. So just open a new tab and go to kleki.com. So I'm going to type that in the chat actually, because it's spelled kind of weird. Oh, sorry, in the chat, never mind. So you can also click that link in the chat and it's sent by a moderator. Okay, so as soon as you go to this website, you're just going to come up with a new canvas like this. So it should be blank. It should be fitted to your screen with the all the fun stuff inside. Okay. So, all right. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is how to move around your canvas. So if you're on a touch screen, you can just use your fingers to pinch or twirl it to zoom or rotate it. And if you're on a PC, so you obviously can't do that, you're going to go up here to the brush. Okay. So this is on the right side of your screen. All the way at the top, you're going to see a brush. And there, to the right of it, you're going to see a little hand. So if you click on the hand, it should say hand tool if you hover over it. It'll bring you to a different page. So you can hit reset or fit. So fit will give it some borders around the edges so that you can see exactly where your canvas is. And if you just hit reset, no matter where you've moved your canvas to, it'll reset back to there. Okay. So I would also use that if you have a touch screen, just so you can reset it to where it originally was. Okay. And you can also rotate it by hitting these arrows. Okay. Or you, again, if you have a touchscreen, you can just twirl it with fingers. It's a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to hit fit so that I can see the edges of it. All right. So that's how you move it around. So I'm going to go through that again because I did that kind of fast. So again, at the very top, you should see a little brush. And then to the right of that, there's a little hand tool. So if you click on that, you should see reset and fit and then some arrows. So if you hit reset, brings the canvas back to the whole size of the screen, and then fit will give it some borders around the edges so it zooms out slightly for you. And even if you've rotated it, if you hit that again, it'll bring it right back. Also, you can probably hear people in our gym, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so that's the hand tool right there. The brush area. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the brush up here. So if you click on this brush or you hit that little arrow, if you hover over the brush, you should see the paint bucket tool, the text tool, which looks like a T, and then the shapes tool, which looks like a little box, circle. So we're just going to be using the brush tool mainly, but the paint bucket tool is kind of what it sounds like. So if you're on that and you click anywhere on your screen, it should fill the whole screen with whatever color you have. Okay. And then all the way on the right, so beside the hand tool, you'll see the plus and minus. That's how you zoom in or out. But we're going to talk about the arrows. So all the way on the right, you can hit undo and redo. So I'm just going to undo that. Okay, so my screen will be blank again. Okay. So again, we're just going to talk about the brush. So if you get stuck on any of these other tools, make sure you go back to the brush. Okay, so you should see a little paintbrush in the top left of your menu here. Okay. Oh, what about that? All right. So you can just click and drag to draw anywhere. So obviously, if you have a tablet, you're either going to be using your finger or a stylus. So that's how you do that. But I'm just using my mouse to draw right now. So down here, so if you look on my screen, there's a bunch of different options down here. These are just different types of brushes that you can explore on your own, but we're going to talk about the eraser. So it's all the way on the right. Okay. So you can change the size down here. So right below it, you can change the size by just clicking and dragging, and you'll see that it gets bigger or smaller on your screen. That little circle, that's your brush size. And you can also change the opacity, which is, I guess the transparency of it is the easiest way to explain it, but I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just make sure that you keep that on 100 for now. So again, the size should be, I think it's defaulted to like 50 or something like that, but you can make it as big or as small as you want to. I'd make it pretty big if you've already made kind of strokes on your screen. So I'm just going to erase this like that. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my brush over here. So I'm already on my brush up here. These are different types of brushes down here. So the one that looks like an S is just a line, it's a normal line. And the one just to the right of that is more like an airbrush. It's a little bit lighter. Okay, it looks more like watercolor or airbrushy. And the next one, this one, I don't really know how to explain this one, so you can play around with that. But the next one is more pixelated. So I wouldn't use this one because it's square. We're going to be using this little S over here, but this is like more of a square brush. Okay. So I'm going to erase all of that again. So just make sure that you have a nice blank canvas. Okay. So also, if you've moved your canvas around, you can go back to that hand tool and hit fit or reset. Okay, and it'll bring it back. Okay. Make sure everyone's okay in the chat. Okay, so we're going to be drawing something pretty simple. So I was asked to do something that had to do with mane, and I can't draw a moose, but I can draw a moose antler. So that's what we're going to do. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, again, once you have a nice blank canvas, so make sure you're erasing anything, is you're going to go to this brush tool right here. So it looks like a little S, and make the size pretty small. So I would make it around 12. Okay. And in the bottom left of your screen, you're just going to draw a little oval like this. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller than 12, actually. I'm going to put it on like 7. Okay. So you're just going to draw a little oval like this, okay, because the antler is going to be out here. So once you've done that, wait a bit because I teach really fast. So again, make sure you have a blank canvas and then just draw a little oval on the bottom left. Okay. Okay. So after that, you're going to draw kind of a curved line that comes up and then down, and then it comes up again on this side. So I'm going to start that by coming up over here, and down, and then it's going to come up again on this side. This is very hard to do with the mouse, so don't judge me. All right. So you're going to draw a line that looks roughly like that. So I'm just going to erase that because it was really messy. It's okay. Okay. So it should kind of curve down like this and then come back up on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to give everyone a second to do that. Scroll down in my notes because I can't talk without notes. Okay, so once you've made this line, okay, in your little oval over here, you're going to start making kind of the spikes of the antlers. So with moose antlers, usually they're pretty big in the middle. They're not just giant spikes. They usually have kind of an area right here where they're just solid. So I'm going to undo that. So again, your undo and redo buttons are up here in the top right. Okay. So we're going to start making the first point right here. We're just going to make a couple more. Okay. And I would make like kind of a smaller spike right here and then just bring it up and start making a couple spikes towards like the middle of it. Okay. It's my artistic skills right here. All right. So as you're doing this, I would just kind of play around with your eraser, make it bigger or smaller. So obviously I made it really messy because I'm doing this with my mouse, but you know. So again, you can use your hand tool to zoom in or out. And these plus or minus buttons up here to zoom in or out. So I'm going to do that, clean mine up. Okay. sure everyone's good with the chat. That's fine. Looked a lot better when I did it on my iPad, not with a mouse. It's okay. All right. So if you get lost anywhere in your drawing, again, you can go back to that hand tool and hit reset or fit if you want those borders around the edges. Also, these were just to help you, so you don't need these arrows. Don't need to draw those. Wow. Nice looking percent line. All right. I'm going to give everyone, give everyone like 3 minutes, I think, to kind of draw that. You can do whatever you want with it. It doesn't have to be moose antler, but I just thought that would be easiest. So, go ahead and have fun with that for about 3 minutes. Have fun saving it. Okay. So hopefully everyone is like semi-done. All right. So again, don't worry about it. No one's going to see this. You'll be all right. Doesn't matter if it's perfect. Okay. So to save your image, it'll just save as a PNG. You don't know what a PNG is. Basically, it's just a very basic way of saying an image file. So to save that, you're going to go on the top right, and it'll have all these little buttons up here. So it'll say Kleki, and then it has like a little blank piece of paper, and then file one. And then it has that blue down arrow. So that's what you're going to use to save it. So if you click on that, so it's a little blue arrow that's facing down at the top right. Okay, if you hover over it, it should say Save Image. So if you click on that, it should automatically save it to whatever device you're on. Okay, so and then if you double click it, if you're on a computer, it'll have like a little thing at the bottom left that'll say like blah, 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 downloaded. It should say the date and then Kleki. Okay. So again, that's in the top right. It's that little blue arrow that's facing down. So you just click that, and then it'll automatically save it to your device as a PNG. And the way that it's labeled is, I'm not putting it down once. So the way that it saves, it should say 2022_1 and then _6. So that's the date. And then it'll say some weird thing. Mine's just like 0 IP, and then it'll say Kleki on it. Kleki. So if you ever need to find that, I guess you can just search in your downloads Kleki, and then it'll pop up. But it just saves with the date, and then you can rename it from there. But it'll save this whole canvas, okay? So it doesn't crop it to your image. It saves the whole canvas. It's just something to keep in mind. So pretty much good. I guess I could probably talk about these ones. So it's going to be it. If anyone has any questions, thank you, Jared. Now would be the time, so put them in the chat.
Yep, I'm here. So thank you, Sam, for that amazing presentation on Kleki or Kleki. Still not sure how to pronounce it, but it's open to interpretation. So we'll go with that. But anyway, if any of you did have difficulty following along with this presentation today, please remember that you will have access to the video later, so you can play, pause, and rewind with your needs. Now we're going to go ahead and check in with Kyle in the chat. So Kyle, our moderator, are there any questions from the chat? All right, we do have one. How do I make the lines more see-through or transparent? So Sam, you're the expert, so I'm going to let you handle that one.
All right, so I'm going to make my brush bigger so that you can see it. So if I have one line right here, the opacity, so that's like how see-through it is automatically at 100. So if I turn that down, that's right under size. So you see size down here, and then you'll see the opacity. So if you turn that down and then make another stroke, good. That is how you make your lines more transparent. So that's opacity is transparency, basically. And if you go over it with that same opacity, it'll make it more prominent. That's just something to note. If you have a low opacity brush, you go over something a bunch of times, then it will up the opacity. Hopefully that answered your question.
All right. Thank you once again, Sam, for that presentation on Kleki, and thank you all for coming on the show and witnessing this presentation on Kleki Paint Tool. So now our website of the week segment, it's time for that today. And our segment is going to be, Kaylin is going to be teaching us about autodraw.com. It's a machine learning aided drawing.
Hi, my name's Caitlin Raymond, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the website AutoDraw. So when you first get into this tab, it's going to say Start Drawing, and you're going to click that button. I'm already past that. And then it's pretty simple. You can draw anything. Say I want to draw a cat. Yep, that's my cat. And then up here in this little bar, I knew I was drawing a cat. How? I don't know. And then on the sides, there's all these options, and you can do like black. The cat won't change colors, but you can make a new one. And then that could be a rabbit. So yeah, there's all these different settings. You can do texts, you can do shapes, you can do like a whole bunch of different things. And then when you're done, you can go to the 3 lines up in the top left and download. And then now it's downloaded. So this laptop has that on it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, that was our website of the week. And now, Slammers, get ready to click the link in the chat to take the Slam exam. It's going to be 1-question quiz about today's show, and you will have 10 seconds to answer, and the winner gets to select a prize. So I will give you a code for you to type in so everyone has the same amount of time. So before I do that, let's take a look at our prizes for this week, so you can have enough time to choose your prizes, put in your name and initials, all that stuff. So first of all, you can get the MLTI Slam Show Infinity Cube, which is a pretty cool option. And so you can get either that, or I think it's 1 hour of free print time. So you can make all kinds of crazy stuff, including this, which I don't even know, but it's a lot of fun. So you got some nice options there. Hopefully by now you are ready to enter the code. And the passcode for this episode is 101. So go ahead and enter that code, and then you will be able to answer the question, which is, what is the background white space in Kleki called? Is it composition, frame, or canvas? So enter your answers, and we will find out who wins their prize. All right, answers are coming in. We're almost there. And the winner is AF from RSU 19. Congratulations on winning today's Slam Show exam. Now, guys, that is the end of our show. Thanks, everyone, for joining today's MLTI Slam Show. Thanks to our presenter, Sam McGrath, our moderator, Kyle, and director, Alex. Slammers, if you have questions and would like to make comments or share the work you created today on the show, visit www.mlti.me and contact us. Those of you in the live stream right now, stick around for the after show live discussion, which we are about to begin right now for our first time ever. So it's a new experience. The MLTI Slam Show is a program of the Maine Department of Education. For more information about this and other innovative educational initiatives, please visit www.maine.gov/DOE.